I'm back with another video. Oh dear, my hair is a complete disaster. I went for a run and I've not changed yet, so sorry for the disastrous hair. But anyway, I'm back with another video, and this time it is my own personal Disney vacation planning binder. And I never done one of these before, but they seem to be all the rage on Pinterest, which, and I'm a Pinterestaholic, so I've been noticing quite a few of those. And I thought it might be helpful for some people. And even myself now with this particular trip, because we are participating in Disney's Wine and Dine Half Marathon. We are also attending Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. So we have a couple of other extra events, which comes with extra paperwork than we typically have. And this will be our first trip using FastPass Plus as well, so having to book your FastPasses in advance. So all of this has more information. So even though I've been many times, this is proving to be quite helpful for me. So what I did when I created this is I had looked on Pinterest, like I said, and I looked through several different binders that people had created. And I kind of chose tabs from each one that I thought would be helpful, different sections in the binder, and would be most applicable then to me and that I felt most people could benefit from. So I just kind of created my own, and there are some really fancy binders out there, I have to say. People have them custom made, and I wanted to just make it as cheap as possible with whatever I had. So it certainly is not anything fancy, but here's my binder, and you can see on the side it says WDW Planning. I just made it all myself. So I will take you inside and show you each tab I have and explain to you what I have put or will be putting in each section. And I hope you find it helpful.
So here is my binder. Here's the front of it. And it just says WDW Planning on the side. Oops, sorry about the glare. On the side. So then when you open it up, I made my own pieces of paper with tabs on the side. And what I would recommend is using construction paper, and then just, you can see how I just, like here, I'll go closer, cut out like a little semicircle for the tab for each thing. So I have a tab for flight info, hotel info, schedules, dining, mousekeeping, FastPass Plus, receipts, special event info, and then this back one says miscellaneous. Oh, can't really see it there. There we go, miscellaneous. Because I used a piece of computer paper, and for whatever reason I wasn't thinking, well, I then had to cut the next pages narrower so that they didn't overhang and then block the tabs behind. So I was kind of an airhead, I guess, when I did that. Anyway, I arranged my binder so that the tabs are arranged in the order in which I would need to use them. So you can see the first one is flight info. So I have, I mean, I don't need to show you like my actual information on here, but I have the confirmation numbers of my flights, the times. I have my flight going to Orlando first, and then my flight coming home second. And then the next tab is hotel info. So here I have the paper copies of my all of my hotel info, like my confirmation numbers and stuff like that. Now we are staying at 2 different hotels. For the first couple of days, we are staying at Port Orleans Riverside, and then for the next several days, we'll be staying at the Wilderness Lodge. So again, I put them in order in which I would need them. I put the Port Orleans Riverside in the front, and then I put the Wilderness Lodge information right behind that. Something I forgot to mention for flight info, if you had any paper information that you wanted to keep on Magical Journeys, I'm sorry, not Magical Journeys, on Disney's Magical Express, I would, if you had any information you wanted to, paper information you wanted to have for Disney's Magical Express, I would put that between your flight going to Orlando and your flight leaving Orlando. Again, just putting it in your binder, the order in which you would need to use it. Okay, so now I have schedules. This tab is for schedules. And I kind of made my own here. I have the one that I made as well as one that I printed off the Disney World website. So for the one that I made, I have the days we'll be there, the parks with the morning extra magic hours, if we have a lunch reservation, because we don't have one for every day, how many people and for what time, because we are meeting my family, evening extra magic hours, any dinner reservations. We usually don't have dinner reservations, which is why I just kind of wrote it in, because this is the day of the race. I'm running in Disney's Wine and Dine Half Marathon, so I wanted to make sure I knew where we're eating. Even though it's quick service, I wanted to plan out ahead of time so I didn't have to think about it. And then I have the hours for the other parks. And then on the side here, I just have confirmation numbers, as you can see there. Confirmation numbers of our dining reservations. And then, like I said, this is the schedule that I printed off the Disney World website. So I just kind of outlined in purple the days that we're going to be there. And then I have my own little key here. Morning park to visit with extra magic hours. We usually participate in the morning extra magic hours, but not the evening extra magic hours. And then I have the morning park to visit without extra magic hours, because there are a couple of days where there are no morning extra magic hours. So I decided in advance which parks we would visit based on wanting to participate in the tail end of the Food and Wine Festival, as well as a lunch reservation. And then an evening park to visit. And like I said, we don't normally plan out in advance which evening park we're going to visit because we don't participate in the evening extra magic hours. But we are going to be attending on this day a party, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. So I did highlight that as well so that we keep that in the back of our mind. So that is the schedules page. Here I have dining. Now, I don't know why people really have a dining tab. I didn't personally find it necessary, but what I think I am going to put here is menus, our menus. I think that which you can print off of either, I like to use allears.net or the Disney World website, and print off the menus ahead of time. And I don't know, I've never done that before, but I think that might potentially be useful, and I think that's what I'll do this time, but definitely not necessary if you have your dining information in your schedules. I could put the dining confirmation numbers because you get a confirmed email, so maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll put the dining confirmation pages in here, and again, put them in order in which you'll be using them. Put your first dining reservation on the top and your last one on the bottom. This tab is for mousekeeping. Now, mousekeeping is Disney's term for housekeeping, and we leave envelopes for them. Many people do, it's not just us, but when you leave envelopes for them with a tip for each day of your trip. And there's been a lot of discussion as to how much are you supposed to tip them. It's a personal choice, but what most people seem to say is $1 to $2 per person in your room per day. And you know, that, like I said, that's a very personal choice. But what I did here was I had one of these sheet protectors, and I cut it to fit in here, and then I just hot glued the edge so that it's still a pocket, because I didn't want it hanging over again and, you know, covering up the following tabs. But I just wanted to show you, I mean, we don't have anything in them yet, but some of our mousekeeping envelopes, even the husband likes to decorate them, but this is definitely something your kids can do. So we will just put our money in here and then leave it out on the table for them, and we've never had a problem with them not taking them. So we like to decorate them. It's kind of fun. And like I said, it can be fun for the kids as well. This is my FastPass Plus section, and we have not made our FastPass reservations yet, so I don't have them in here. But again, like everything else, put your first one in the front and your last one in the back. and this really isn't, this section isn't something that is necessary. Actually, a lot of this isn't anything that's necessary for a lot of people. I'm just somebody that likes to have things on paper. I need to see it on paper for whatever reason. If I'm looking at it on an app on my phone, it just does not sync and there's some kind of disconnect in my brain. So I like to see it on paper. So I'll probably just have a list of our fast passes so I can see, and then when we make them, I'll print that off and put that in here. Receipts, this one will be for receipts when we're there, and this is the same thing. You know, I just cut a sheet protector to fit so it didn't cover up the tab behind, and hot glued the edge. So we'll just save all our receipts here, put them in this pouch at the end of the day, and then at the end of the trip we'll have them all here so we can go over our finances when we get home. This tab, this is the first trip that I've ever had a need for this tab, and it says special event info. So, like I said, we are participating in Disney's Wine and Dine Half Marathon. So I have race information here, like the packet pickup form, because I'll be going a couple hours ahead of my husband to pick up his packet. We have receipts saying that we registered for the race in case I would happen to need them. Just a bunch of, you know, race information here. And then I have my own information that I had printed off. I had actually typed up for the race, where to get on the buses, what times you have to be on the buses by to make it to the race on time, that kind of thing. And then this next page, cover up my address here, I have tickets for the spectator finish line party tickets for my sister and her husband. I have the tickets here. I ordered them. They are coming to watch my husband and I, so I have these here just so I know where they are, and then I'll give them to her ahead of time. And I also have, I haven't printed them out yet, but we are also, like I mentioned earlier, going to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, so I will print off those, the receipt for that as well, and I'll put that in here. And again, the race is first, so that's in the front of this section, and then Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is later, so that'll go in the back of this section. And then my last tab here, and don't ask me what happened here, but I laminated this on and it's driving me nuts. I might just cover it with a sticker, but I'm kind of OCD, so it's very frustrating for me. But my last section is miscellaneous. I don't have anything in here yet. But like I mentioned in the beginning, I had kind of looked at several different binders that I had seen on Pinterest and kind of made tabs that I thought could potentially be useful. And I learned along the way which ones I really found a good use for and which ones I didn't have so much use for.
So that's it. That's the inside of my binder. I hope you found it helpful. I think this will prove to be quite useful for me because, like I mentioned, I am the kind of person who needs to see things on paper. Some people can use apps on their phone. I'm in the calendar on their phone, and I'm just not one of them. There's some disconnect between my brain and eyes, I think, when I'm looking at something on a phone. It just does not sink in. I need to see it on paper. So this definitely isn't something that everybody needs. You don't need to have a Disney vacation planning binder. But if you are a planner, which I obviously am a huge planner, I think that this could definitely be a good tool for you. So I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. Thanks. Bye.